The Lord be with you. Well, we've come to almost the end of a very weird year, you know? And all through that weird year, Laura Sparks has been trying very hard to maintain a youth program with all the youth at home. So that's been very weird. But a couple months ago, she said, we got to have Youth Sunday the way we're supposed to and honor the graduates and all of that. So I said, okay. So I think we've got it almost normal today. And you'll be glad to see and hear from our graduates. The Center for Disease Control is moving a lot faster than the Presbyterian Church. You know, they said, take your masks off, hug people, it's fine. And the session has yet to meet since they said that on Thursday. And the session, Slow and Careful, is going to discuss it. And I think we'll be more normal in a couple of Sundays. But there are people in our community, in our church family, who have various medical issues and can't risk getting this virus. And the thing about being vaccinated is you can carry it around and not even know it. And so we just want to be sure that we don't send it home with somebody inadvertently and see someone get sick. Having said all of that stuff, that's why we're still doing this, but give it a few weeks and we'll be fine. And now we have our procession of graduates.
Please join me in the call to worship as printed in your bulletin. Today's call to worship comes from Psalm chapter 1. Happy are those who take delight in the law of the Lord.
They're like trees planted by streams of water. In all that they do, they prosper.
For the Lord watches over the way of the righteousness.
May God number us with the righteous as we worship the Lord.
Let us worship God.
Please join me in the prayer of praise and adoration. Let us pray.
To meditate upon your law, O Lord, is to learn of your love and know of your righteousness. You are a God of tender mercy, whose benevolent care protects our children and all creation. We gather to worship you as creatures of righteousness, made whole by the redeeming love of Jesus the Christ. Open our hearts to sing of your goodness, our minds to explore your wisdom, and our lips to give you all praise.
Please join me in the litany of affirmation. The testimony of God is greater than human testimony. God's testimony has borne witness to Jesus the Christ.
Whoever receives the word of God has life.
Whoever believes in the one whom God sent has God's testimony.
Whoever receives the word of God has life.
The testimony is this: God gave us eternal life, and this life is in Jesus Christ, God's anointed one.
Whoever receives the word of God has life.
I proclaim this to you who confess the name of Jesus Christ, that you may know that you have eternal life.
Whoever receives the word of God has life.
Our first lesson today comes from Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own insight. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths.
All right, good morning. I'm going to talk to my little buddy over here. And I'm talking to the Phil Howard kids at home. I hope you're feeling better. So today is a very, very special day in the life of our church. We are celebrating our youth leading worship, and we are celebrating our 9 graduates. 9. It's a big class. Now, one thing about you may not know about me is I'm directionally challenged. And I don't mean like a little bit, I mean a lot of it. And these kids are getting ready to head on a journey, and many of them are going a little ways away from home, and they might need a map to get there. Now, my parents will probably remember we used to go on family vacations, and it was a rite of passage for our family vacations that Mom made us read a map. Not one on our phones, a real trifold that took out the whole entire dash of your car type of map. So I do know how to read one of those, but now we've got it on our phones and it's just easy to use it that way. But did you know that God provides us with another form of GPS? I call it the God positioning system, and also known as the Bible. So God has provided us a way to learn how to live our lives, and he guides us along the path that we're supposed to go so we can follow his will for our lives. So it's my hope that as our college graduates leave home and go on their own journeys, that they continue to follow that God positioning system, the Bible. And so as you go throughout your week, I want you to take time to sit with your family and to read your Bible, but also I want you to take time to pray for our graduates who are leaving home. And for some of them, it's a little scary, but it's also very, very exciting. So as you go throughout your week, please remember our graduates in prayer. Let us pray. Repeat after me. Dear God, thank you for your GPS. Help us to spend time traveling life with you and your GPS. Please guide us as we go through life, and be with our graduates as they go on their next great adventure. Amen.
Our second lesson comes from Colossians chapter 1, verses 9 through 19, and it reads as states, "For this reason, since the day we heard it, we have not yet ceased praying for you and asking that you may be filled with the knowledge of God's will in all spiritual wisdom and understanding, so that you may lead lives worthy of the Lord, fully pleasing to him, as you bear fruit in every good work and as you grow in the knowledge of God. May you be made strong with all the strength that comes from his glorious power, and may you be prepared to endure everything with patience while joyfully giving thanks to the Father, who has enabled you to share in the inheritance of the saints in light." Morning. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mason Capiletti. I am the son of Gordon and Jennifer Capiletti. I have a younger sister, her name is Maya, and I am the grandson of Don and Eileen Santman. So first off, all I want to say is, yes, we're finally here. We've made it. We can finally graduate. And I'll tell you, these past 4 years of high school have been crazy, to say the least. From starting off as freshmen, wondering, where are we? To finally getting to say, coronavirus has ended, and so what better way to start that than by graduating? I know in my heart that I'm not the same person that I was when I first started on this path. I was a crazy kid, and I still am, but with these past years, maturity, adulthood, and preparation for the future have been instilled in my life. I know that not only the people here in attendance, but also the people I have touched throughout my entire life so far are happy to see me reach this milestone. Therefore, as I just read, I'd also like to re-quote Colossians chapter 1, verses 9 through 12, as it was written. "For this reason, since the day we heard about you, we have not stopped praying for you. We continue to ask God to fill you with the knowledge of his will through all the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives, so that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and please him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God, being strengthened with all power according to his glorious might, so that you may have great endurance and patience, and giving joyful thanks to the Father, who has qualified you to share in the inheritance of his holy people in the kingdom of light." So I know that I'm not the only one moving forward today. My fellow graduates, both here and out there in the world, are all ready to take that next step. Every step that we have taken has left an imprint, some large, some small. But we will look back fondly on those steps and remember both the struggle and the success. Getting this far is not easy, as we can all attest to that. But with the work, the effort, and the perseverance, we did it. Family, friends, distant relations, and people we are yet to meet. We are ready to take the next step and leave behind a legacy that will last a lifetime. I stand here not just as a graduate, but as another person joining thousands in a world that we can make a better future for. Thank you.
I'm Taylor Jobe. I'm the daughter of John and Lisa Jobe. And first, I'd like to say I'm so glad I'm a senior and high school's almost over. It was a really weird senior year. And I remember as a kid watching this service, I was so confused, and I kept asking my mom why the guys were wearing dresses or why it was that big of a deal that they were seniors. I get it now. It's a lot of work to get here, and I'm honestly kind of tired of all of it. But now I'm looking back and realizing that I've made an impact on so many people, and that's all I've ever wanted to do. As Proverbs 3, verse 5 through 6 reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." I'm so glad I'm fully submitting to God, because what a mess my life would be if I didn't. This necklace, it's always been a guide to me. I hang it from the rearview mirror in my car. My mentor gave it to me whenever I finished confirmation, and the cross in the center represents Christ at the center of your lives. Graduating is scary, actually a little terrifying. It's the point where we have to see ourselves as being adults in college on our own and not able to run back home to our parents. And even though I know I can always call my mama, we have to stand on our own 2 feet, whether we're ready for it or not. The lessons I've learned from everyone in my life, specifically in this church, I'll carry with me for the rest of my life, very close to my heart. And those of you who know me know I have a deep love for mission work that I've gotten from this church, and that's another thing that I'll carry with me. It helped me decide what I want to do and has given my life direction. So thank you to everyone who has helped me on this journey. I promise to make you proud.
So my name is Jay Wood. I'm the son of Robin and Aaron Wood. I want to talk a little bit today about Psalm 139, verse 16. It reads, "Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me. As yet there were none of them." So I don't quite remember when she started to say this, but my mom used to always say this phrase, and it became like a slogan. She would say, quote, "All your days are written in a book." Whenever things are uncertain or out of our control, it reminds me that there is a bigger plan to every part of this, every part of life. I get a lot of comfort from my anxiety over the fact that there's always a plan. It might not be the one I chose, or I might not have any control over it, but it is a plan and it's going to happen kind of whether I'm ready or not. It was written in a book that I would meet some fellow youth here freshman year at school, and they would drag me to a youth event, kind of kicking and screaming. It was written in a book that FPC Newton would give me a church to be a part of and get confirmed in. It gives me hope for going off to college, and for every one of the other seniors that whatever the plan is, somebody has already said it and it's time to go. So whatever happens, please remember that all your days are written in a book and there is a plan for every challenge.
There we go. Hi, my name is Ellen Williams, and if you do not know me, I'm the daughter of Randy and Dana Williams. I've attended FPC Newton my whole life, and I've been very blessed to have some amazing connections with the people in this congregation. There's always someone here asking me how I'm doing, what I'm up to, and some of you even know my busy schedule before I do. I'm so thankful for the connections I've made here and the experiences I've gained. Back when I was in elementary school, my mom signed me up for logos. At the time, it was just something that I did on Wednesday afternoons, but thinking back on my time spent here, it was a way of becoming friends with the other kids at church. I don't remember everything, but there are lots of photos. One in particular was of Taylor, Jobe, and I covered in what I believe was shaving cream in the fellowship hall, and I can believe how much of a nightmare it was for our parents to take us home that night. I mean, head to toe, it was a lot of shaving cream. But being part of that program pushed me to become more involved in the youth group once I got into middle school. My involvement in the youth group has opened me up to go on mission trips and allowed me to stay involved in my community, all while spending time with my church friends. My favorite experience was going to Cedar Creek and spending time with the people from both there and our churches. The first year I went, we tore down and rebuilt the railing of a member of that church's back porch, and it was a fun learning experience. We got to get some construction work in, and it was a great time just all around. I'm grateful to have had those experiences and make those relationships. Not only did those opportunities give me a few topics for some college essays, but they also taught me a lot about the importance of giving back to my community. Understanding others' conditions and how I can improve them has encouraged my interest in genetics and environmental science, which is what I'm majoring in, believe it or not. And I could go on, but I digress. Before I finish up, I would really like to thank the people in this congregation who have raised me and formed me into the determined, caring person I consider myself to be today. Especially my dad for getting me involved in community supper via the dishwashing business, and my mom too for supporting my involvement in anything and everything I could possibly think of. The class of 2021 has been through a whole bunch in the past 2 years, but we've been able to stay connected and motivated, and now we've just about made it. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Amy Yenderuziak, and on behalf of Presbyterian Women, it is my honor and great privilege to recognize our high school graduates for this year, 2021. Graduates, as your name is called, please come forward. Our first graduate is Mason Capiletti. Mason's parents are Gordon and Jennifer Capiletti, and his grandparents are Don and Eileen Sandman. Mason is graduating from University Christian High School and will be attending Elon University, where he plans on majoring in biochemistry. Our second graduate is Emma Coffey. Emma's parents are Dave Coffey and Jennifer Travis. Emma is also graduating from University Christian High School. In the fall, she will be attending Appalachian State University, where she plans on majoring in psychology, health studies. Our next graduate is Grayson Enix. Grayson's parents are Bill and Rachel Enix. Grayson is graduating from Maiden High School and will be attending East Carolina University, where he plans on majoring in nursing. Our next graduate is Georgia Engel. Georgia's parents are Wes and Caroline Engel, and her grandparents are Trigger and Sally Sigmund. Georgia is graduating from Newton Conover High School. In the fall, she will be attending Rutgers University, where she will play softball while pursuing a degree in business. Our next graduate is Preston Insco. Preston's parents are Rob and Vicki Insco, and his grandparents are Francis Insco and Bill and Joan Insco. Preston is graduating from Maiden High School and will be attending the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. He plans on majoring in criminal justice and will be active in Air Force ROTC. Our next graduate is Taylor Jobe. Taylor's parents are John and Lisa Jobe. Taylor is graduating from Bandy's High School. In the fall, she will be attending East Carolina University, where she plans on majoring in physical therapy. Our next graduate is Christian Kelly. Christian's parents are Heather Kelly and Amy Owensby. Christian is also graduating from Bandy's High School, and in the fall will be attending Elon University. Our next graduate is Ellen Williams. Ellen's parents are Randy and Dana Williams. Ellen is graduating from Discovery High School and will be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. There she plans on majoring in biology with a focus on genetics. And our ninth graduate is Jay Wood. Jay's parents are Aaron and Robin Wood. Jay is also graduating from Discovery High School. In the fall, Jay will be attending the University of North Carolina at Greensboro and will be majoring in nursing. I am not aware of any college graduates this year, but if you or your child has or is graduating, please let us know so we may include them in the next church newsletter, along with recognizing this group of high school graduates. And finally, again, on behalf of Presbyterian women, it is my pleasure to recognize this year's recipients of the FPC Newton Scholarship. This is a one-time $500 award to help with college expenses. We had 2 of our high school graduates apply for the scholarship. Both are excellent students who have been very active in this church and the community. Our 2021 scholarship recipients are Grayson Enix and Ellen Williams. Congratulations. And now I would like to ask David to lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. We give you thanks, O God, for those being graduated by these high schools. We give you thanks for the ways that you have been active in their lives, their whole lives, and that you have led them thus far and will continue to lead them as time goes by. We ask your blessing on each of them as they go into new places and new situations. We ask your blessing on their parents as they let their little ones go. And we ask that you would always be with them, guide them, and help them to remember that wherever they go and whatever they do, they have a home here in this church family. We give you thanks and we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you.
I was there to hear your morning cry. I'll be there when you are old. I rejoice the day you were baptized to see your life unfold. I was there when you were but a child, with a faith to suit you well. In a blaze of light you wandered off to find where demons dwell. When you heard the wonder of the word, I was there to cheer you on. You were raised to praise the living God, to whom you now belong. If you find someone to share your time, and you join your hearts as one, I'll be there to make your verses rhyme from dusk till rising sun. In the Middle Ages of your life, not too old, no longer young, I'll be there to guide you through the night, complete what I've begun. When the evening gently closes in, and you shut your weary eyes, I'll be there as I have always been, with just one more surprise. I was there to hear your warning cry. I'll be there when you are old. I rejoice the day you were baptized to see your life unfold.
Please join me for the Apostles' Creed.
I believe in God the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and in Jesus Christ, his only Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Ghost, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, dead, and buried. He descended into hell. The third day he rose again from the dead. He ascended into heaven, and sitteth on the right hand of God the Father Almighty. From thence he shall come to judge the quick and the dead. I believe in the Holy Ghost, the Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and the life everlasting. Amen.
Let us come together once again. Let us pray. In all of our lives, along all of our roads, you are with us, O God. And so we pray that you would remind all of us who are not graduates this year, those for whom graduation was a long time ago, help us to know that you are with us as well, guiding, leading, pushing and prodding us in your directions. Help us to know that guidance and to respond and happily go with you. We give you thanks, O God, for the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus, for the salvation that comes to us through his death and resurrection, for the love that you have for us and that you show for us in his death and resurrection, for love that never ends. And so we give you thanks that indeed nothing can separate us from the love of God in Jesus Christ our Lord, but in fact, we are your people. And so we give you our thanks and praise. Be with those who are ill. Bring them healing. Be with those who have chronic health problems and live with difficulties. Give them courage and sustain them day by day. Be with those who have grief. Bring them comfort and healing. And, oh God, all of the other things that bother us and worry us and give us anxiety, show us that you have those things in your hand as well, and we can confidently be your faithful people. You send us forth into the world to show the love of Jesus, and so we give you thanks for this world and our mission in it. We pray for our community supper tonight and for the corner table each day this week, and E-Tri-CM and the things that they do, and all the other kinds of mission that we are involved in. We pray that through our efforts, you would reach people, not only with physical goods and needs, but you would touch their hearts. We pray for those who are elected and who work in government at every level. Give them wisdom so that life together that we live in this community and this state and this country might be better. Give us a spirit of harmony so that even if we disagree, we can work together. We give you thanks for those who serve our country in the military and pray that you would bring them home safely and well to those whom they love. We give you thanks for all the ways that we don't even realize that you protect us and guide us through life's journey. And so we pray for those things that haven't been mentioned or that we can't bring ourselves to mention, but you know what they are. And so be with us, O God. Comfort us, give us strength. Let us know that, in fact, you do hear our prayers in the name of Jesus, and you hear us as we pray as he taught. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And so go in peace, go and love and serve the Lord. And as you go, may all the blessing of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit go with you this day and every day forever. Hallelujah.